Bungie is great at mystery when it comes to their game lore. Halo did it, Destiny practically lives off of it. An interesting question I and many others have had over the last couple of expansions involves the Witness and this symbol. What is it? What does it mean or represent? Let's discuss. Today we attempt to dive through lore and figure out what this is. Some call it the Witness's symbol, maybe a witness staff or a pitchfork. I'm going to answer straight up right now and say I don't exactly know what it is, but we may have an idea. And we'll share some theories throughout this video, so leave your own in the comments down below. Let's first start with where we've seen this symbol. One of the first known locations that comes to my mind is in the Vow of the Disciple raid. As you traverse through the swamps and eventually enter Ralk's pyramid ship, you'll see a giant worm god with a machine hooked up to it. The symbol is on that machine. This was called the Upended, and it was a super weapon and energy converter used by Ralk, and believed to be created by him. The worm you see under it, Zeta, giving it power. Ralk used this machine to destroy worlds in the past and harness energy from his own sun.
The Upended. A title suitable for that which turns worlds upside down. When I was still uninitiated, I would stand guard at my post. I would look to the sky and see the two suns of my Lubre. One eternally shaded in the dark, the other always a brilliant blue. And in them, I had seen the folly of our kind. A fear of something we believed bigger than us, and a reliance on that which kept us. That blue sun that we harnessed our power from. A simple reversal of that power cracked the blue in half, shut it off, and Lubre died. I did not know it at the time, but it was necessary. And now that Savathun has trapped me within these walls, it will be necessary again. My witness. Whether I survive Savathun's betrayal or not, the Upended will ensure we salvage our perfect goal. The final abyss awaits us all.
In the same pyramid, you can also see this witness symbol during the raid. I'm not sure if there's a larger mural of it somewhere else, but it appears as some of these symbols near the totem encounters and so on. In concept art, it's just called Witness because it depicts the witness, but it's holding two objects. One kind of looks like the Upended but upside down, and the other is the staff thing, or possibly the radial mast from Lightfall. Development always changes, so this might have meant something completely different back then. On the other hand though, it could be true, to represent the final shape and what the Witness and its disciples strive for, maybe a way or path to achieving it. In Lightfall, the Traveler terraformed parts of the Witness's pyramid ship, unleashing a giant beam of light. This beam woke Nezarec, giving him powers of light and darkness, but also transformed the ship itself. Flowers began to grow, trees of silver wings, and a staff of light and dark. The question is, was this staff created from light and dark, Traveler and pyramid ship colliding, or is it more of a symbol of the Traveler's light and the Traveler's doing? We also see another variation of this in the Lightfall campaign. The radio mast and certain environments during the same mission look very similar. Same with the suppressor devices that the Shadow Legion themselves use. The radio mast was a pyramid artifact resonating with light. This was originally going to be used to link the veil instead of our ghost, or it was just part of the plan for Ghost to do it anyway. The mast was destroyed thanks to Rohan's sacrifice, but it also contains similar symbols.
We can't.
I have no choice. Nimbus, see you on the other side.
Rohan, what are you doing?
In the Pale Heart, we see a new variation of this logo. It has parts of the old one like the spoon-looking areas and lines, but also looks different, more evolved. Maybe this represents a more complete shape or goal of the witness. Or it's just some random symbol and lines to make the environment look cool. To me though, we can gather that these are all clearly related and tied to the witness, its disciples and their goals with the light and dark. When trying to research information on the symbol, I came across a post from Unicorn Defender, which brings up the idea that this symbol could represent the first knife. The community has discussed this. I've made many videos on the first knife before, but here's a little recap. The first knife is or was theorized to be the witness itself, so maybe that's what this means. I took another look at the lore cards containing those two words and found the following. The first one from the first knife from Shadowkeep's Unveiling speaks about Gardener and Winnower as we know them. The Gardener proposes a new rule intended to foster diversity and innovation within this game. The rule is designed to diverge from the conventional standards or beliefs and help avoid stagnation or gridlock in this game. The Gardener wants this rule to operate independently and parallel to the existing rules to prevent it from being compromised. The Winnower, on the other hand, wanted the complete opposite. It worried that this new rule would wipe away the inevitable dominant pattern. Eventually, the Gardener and Winnower inserted themselves into the game, now able to influence its laws, went from observers to participants. The card ends with the discovery of the first knife, something that symbolizes the first act of aggression, the introduction of conflict, or a tool of change, marking a pivotal development in the ongoing dynamics of the game. Root of Nightmares added an updated entry titled Winnowing, which again mentions the first knife. Gardener and Winnower symbolize the dual aspects of existence. The Gardener represents creation, nurturing, and complexity, while the Winnower represents selection, destruction, and simplicity. Their interaction in shaping life and existence highlights the balance necessary between creation and destruction. The card says the knife's creation involves both Gardener and Winnower, and the gardens need knives. So with all of that, again, there's the allegory part of it, but Traveler and Veil could be Gardener Winnower, the first knife the witness itself, maybe what this symbol represents. Through the Precursor's crazy beliefs merging into the witness and discovery of darkness, they took upon this role of that first knife. To me though, maybe this all just represents the union of that final shape, when light and dark collide. The witness wanted to open the portal which required both powers, and on the pyramid ship, the Traveler's terraforming power caused this. A tree of silver wings would sprout, but also the symbol near Nezarec pointing directly at the portal in the Traveler. So those are some of my and the community's ideas, a possible representation of the Witness and its goals like the final shape. Is it a union of light and dark, the first knife, or maybe just the language of the precursor species, different beliefs and different symbols, kind of like hieroglyphics? Let's hear your thoughts down below. Anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. Sometimes we make lore videos like last video on the Whisper and the one before that about the Into the Light lore. Other times I like to speculate like this and try and figure out what some of these mysteries mean in the Destiny universe. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.